What's your names again?
Corey Coleman, owner of PhenomDirect.com. COREY. COLE the name. PhenomDirect.com.
What's yours?
Earl, EARL, Hawkins, HAWKINS, owner of Faith Will Work Apparel, LLC.
Faith Will Work.
Yes, apparel.
And yours.
Yeah, I'm owner of K. Joseph Watches.
That was the name too.
Yeah, that's my name of the watch company.
Oh,
Yeah, K. Joseph Watches. The show is Mind Your Business, but we all have our own separate business.
one more time. You said owner of K.
K. Joseph, JOSEPH, Watches.
Cool.
Presentation, man. Presentation, man.
Bite off the box of mine.
Okay, I got good presentation caption, bro. That's what's up.
Can you make sure that the title of the show is in there too?
Yeah.
This is show number 4. But you got the did you get the email we sent to the account?
I didn't know y'all sent the email.
Yeah, we sent it Thursday. Try sending it out no later than Friday.
Gotcha.
With the show script.
Wine, produce, not produce, but wine, any products. It's 90% presentation. Going GNC, half that stuff don't even do what it says. But you get you a nice little.
Yeah, most stuff, you selling product, that presentation, because I know me, if it's packaged right, it could be some crap, but I ain't gonna know till after I get it. Because I'm like, man, I like the way that's going wrap.
Dude at the job, he got a wine. And if I can catch Rodney, see, they gotta try to get people to the 10 with the whole 10 a.m. situation. So Rodney Falls, the dude, he
Oh, I know Rodney.
He got his wine.
Yeah, I know Rodney.
You know, he repackaging it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's business.
Yeah, Rodney was talking to my old next door neighbor because she owned she owned 2 Readers.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. She got one in Verizon Center and one on South Dakota.
You had a like a cover art or like an intro video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to do that every week, and then you can't save it.
Well, we like delete stuff every week to keep like the
keep
storage.
space.
Oh, gotcha.
They have a lot of shows. I think I can resend it. I think I've got it if you need me to.
Yeah, I probably do.
You got my message?
Yeah, that's it. I got it. Send it to you.
2-day priority.
It's ELife Studio Group, right?
1690.
Yeah.
ELife
Media
Media
ship, I'm sorry. No, you good. I just want to make you aware of it. Uh-huh. 2-day, no later than Tuesday. All right, thank you.
Okay, I sent it.
I do. Love you too.
Monday when my CEO talks, just packaging. it's something. Go there and just.
Got a nice setup in there.
Yeah,
It's
just
clean.
well, that ain't how I do that before. That ain't how I look. I do that before I take up my desk hat because I gotta work. You know, I work with stuff. I need stuff served clean. And then I got my tablet where I can watch Amazon Prime while I'm doing stuff. So I take all that stuff off the table and push everything in the corner. See, if I turn that thing right, you be like, God damn.
What happened to it?
I moved the cable all under the desk out the way.
That's video.
Trash can over here.
Get it out the way.
Yes, indeed. We see.
Cause no, my
behind
team
the
like,
camera.
you need to clean. I said, I said, don't. You don't belong in here no how.
How about that?
I told you to come in this part of the house. Don't even come in this room.
This ain't your room.
Hey, it's what they call it. It's just that one. You know, they seeing from that one lens.
Yeah.
You know, behind the scenes, there's a million people
Yeah.
and stuff and all that. So I feel.
So I ordered me a lapel mic, wireless.
Oh.
Okay. You can use it either DSLR camera or iPhone. And I put it on. And if there's any ambient audio in the back, it just block out. You don't hear it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. How long
Yeah,
does
that's
the mic cost you?
139.
What ain't bad.
No, it ain't bad compared to, you know, of course, if I went and bought the Cadillac and mics, you know, Sennheiser, you talk about $200-300, like, just for a lapel mic, and you start getting them back there, it costs more than that.
When you get up, you're like, hi, that's nice.
Oh yeah, because I mean, that's what they using them on, some of the people use them, bigger blogs, so they use them on YouTube. But this won an award at the CES.
Oh, man, that's tight.
Yeah, it's about that big. Oh, the map there.
You can find some stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
The lapel mic, you clip right on
What's your name again?
Jackson.
Jackson.
Yep.
Our products look good lined up.
Yep.
In the shop.
Yep.
What color is that? Lime.
Yeah.
Yellowish.
Yellow.
Yeah, that's right. Get your attention when you see it.
Cool. Okay. And you sent the video again, right?
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Got it.
Now, does the application allow you to, like, say for instance, if we starting at 10 and we're later than usual, can it just keep re-going, like like it's only like a minute, but can it like loop it? Yeah, there you go.
Loop the
Yeah, can that loop?
what?
Like that it's only a minute, but if we're beyond the time, it's impossible to have it loop.
Loop. You mean like have it play like most like?
Yeah, most of that. It's only a minute, but we were 5 minutes late. Then it plays, keep playing for that 5 minutes.
Nah. The way that like it's set up, it's like it will play one time and then it'll stop. So then I'll have to manually like go in there, keep pressing play.
Got it.
And then it will start looping.
Working with I was up late working with a designer in Bangladesh last night. So do something
Can y'all speak like how y'all normally speak?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Test 1 2 1 2.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
And the name of the show is Mind Your Business, episode
Yep,
4.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry it's taking so long.
That's all right.
No problem,
You good. Now, if this was ABC or something like that, we'd be paying money.
They take it out your check.
Yeah, because then we done paid them $1 million.
It'd be looping.
Yeah, we be paying them $1 million. Hey, man, what y'all
So
doing?
something gotta go up.
Yeah.
Loop.
Cool.
We got in there. Show number 4, business TCO.
What the?
Next big rock will be in.
We gotta market that. Start getting that out.
Yeah, I'm talking. He doing the cleanse. He started the cleanse. beginning of last week, 14-day cleanse.
Oh, what's up? So you just drinking the juice?
Yeah, just with his stuff, yeah.
No, eat nothing else?
I ain't eating nothing.
You said business TCO?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in parentheses, that means total cost of ownership.
I mean, just to hear his story. I knew because I grew with his brother. He's younger than me. But he was heavy. He was, I was drinking and all the things. He started taking all these medicines, diabetic medicine. He was on all the medicines. Just one day it just clicked and he just went straight beat.
That's gonna be a beast story. That's gonna be a
You
beast
see him
story.
now, then he started his juice and now he's selling this stuff and he got certified and all this nutrition stuff.
I'm gonna have some questions lined up.
Yeah.
So you gotta tell us more about them. So we can just get a
Oh yeah.
background and everything.
Cool, I'm ready. Got everything. Cool. I'm gonna go live and play the video, and then I'll like switch to y'all.
Good morning. How are you all today?
Good morning.
We're back again to Mind Your Business show. The lead this week will be my brother Earl Hawkins. I'm going to defer to Earl and let Earl take over.
Good morning, people. Welcome. This week's show, the title is Business TCO, and that stands for Total Cost of Ownership. And if you've been watching our show, any of the previous episodes, the show's called Mind Your Business, and it's about business. And the season we're in right now, of course, is tax season. And if you're going to register your business, license your business, have your business legal, official, you're going to have to understand business TCO, taxes. You want to be current, or as current as possible. It's a lot of caveats to that, but you need to understand your taxes because you don't want any problems coming up later on down the line with your business, especially if you're you've gotten your copyrights or your trademarks or patents if you're an inventor and things aren't right with your business. But you got to get the taxes right. So we want to talk about business taxes, and the first topic would be tracking your income and expenses, which is most important because nothing is free as far as business goes. I mean, somebody will purchase something even if you're giving it as a giveaway, or somebody's giving you something. Somebody purchased that particular item, product placement, something they walked, drove, or caught public transportation there. All that's a cost. So we'll get into just tracking that income and those expenses, and showing what you can write off on your taxes. So I'll start with Faith Will Work. One of the very first income expenses that I had was getting applying for the trademark, and that was one of the first things that I wanted to do, was to try to see if I could own the name of what I was trying to do. Again, early shows I talked about learning as much as you can about business, and then learning as much as you can about your business. So one of the first expenses for myself was just trying to find out what I needed to do and what the cost was for a trademark. I'll ask my colleagues, start with Cornell, like what was some of his first expenses?
Some of my first expenses was, of course, paying for your actual domain name, because I knew that I wanted the name K. Joseph Watches, so I knew there was some K. Joseph out there, so I had to do a search, and once I saw that no one had K. Joseph Watches, I paid for my domain name so that I could have internet presence and nobody could take that, and then I'd have to try to figure out something else. So along with KJoseph watches.com, I went and bought .net and .org so I could have those too, so that no one could take those and kind of spoof my website. Along with that, I started tracking my expenses, shipping costs, what I paid to market my stuff, a lot of upfront costs, building the website. That can cost you money, and if you hire a developer, it can cost you thousands of dollars. Your office supplies, things of that nature. So I can go a little deeper. I'm gonna let Corey tell you a little bit about his.
Let me interject real quick. What Cornell said about that domain name. If you're starting a business and you know at some point you want to have a web presence. Now you got social media is that's another ball game. Like we'll discuss that as well. But if you want to have a web presence, that domain name search and trying to purchase a domain name should be one of the first things, if not the first thing you do.
True. For me, some of the first expenses I've incurred was actually setting up the business, registering the business with the state. After registering with the business with the state, of course, purchasing the product. Like I had to purchase True. I think over 200 bottles of True I purchased. So that was a big expense, along with the shipping of the product. And then getting into Garner's, ordering the mouthwash and the 2 powders, getting that in and finding storage. So I didn't have enough storage at home to host all the True. But what I did was I went and ordered a storage facility for a storage unit at the local storage place, and that was like $80 a month. So like at some point, I need to move this stuff into the house. So I made some space in the garage, put stuff in the garage in the basement, and then I was able to get rid of that storage unit. So and then like you guys said, keeping track of my income, the profit I get from the sale of the products, as well as the expenses, so that come tax time, I can readily give that to my accountant to make sure he captures all that, make sure I'm not in trouble with the IRS or the state regarding taxes and things like that.
And now, each thing that we just talked about is the topic of the show, total cost of ownership. So once you start your business, really even before, because again, you're tracking these expenses, what you're paying out when you do sell products or even giveaways or promotional items, or you just advertising and marketing, you may not be charging anything, but there's a cost associated with that. And for tax purposes, again, we're talking about your business is registered, legal, the IRS and whatever municipality or state will want you to have records of taxes, expenses, income, because you will be taxed. When in the United States of America, you will be taxed. It would help if you, at some point down the line, and a lot of this stuff, again, it's trial and error. It's according to your business line. If you could get, was spoken in one of the earlier shows, a good tax attorney or somebody that knows finance or somebody that knows taxes to help you in guiding you with information on what areas you need to concentrate on like first. But you want to be able to track these expenses, because come into the year, tax time, you want to be able to present this information on your tax forms, whatever you did, and going back to one of the earlier shows, sole proprietorship, LLC, how you file your taxes, which is another knowledge base to know however you're set up, how you want to file your taxes. But you need to keep good records, and if not, there are applications that will help you. You can take, with our phones, you can take pictures of your receipts and so on and so forth, or we'll talk later on, the payment options, and you can have the finances tracked with PayPal and things of that nature. We'll talk on those things. Cornell touched on, shipping costs. We all have various probably ways of shipping. Cornell has packaging. Corey, I'm sure, deals with packaging or people ordering from his site, and you just can't go and go to the post office, UPS or whatever, and just take your item and say, here, I want to mail this to this address. And you have to package it, or you have to pay them to package it, and that's a cost.
Exactly.
So,
I definitely got to ensure that it's supported. So you got make bubble wrap, all that stuff. Make sure that the product is protected when you're sending it out. You don't want to send out a product that can actually get damaged during its on its way to your customers. So definitely want to make sure you package things the right way.
Exactly. And a good example, if any of the viewers, if you've ever ordered anything or ordered anything offline, look and see how their packaging is as far as of course, it'd be the bubble wrap or how it was protected, if it was just in the box in itself with maybe just some plastic wrap, and labels. Labels are another cost if you're going to go into getting a labeler and buying labels, or just handwriting whatever you need to write. The post office has labels, UPS, FedEx, they have labels. However, if that cost is, if it's a little over what you, maybe your budget, and I say budget where you can just probably take a piece of paper and some tape and do your own label. But again, the show is total cost of ownership, and it's total cost of ownership, like everything that you have put time, effort, and money in, it's a cost associated to it.
Exactly.
So we touched on some marketing, social media ads, and websites, and just want to ask Corey and Cornell costs associated with their business lines in the marketing and social media ads and websites.
Yeah, as far as social media ads, you pay for your Facebook ads, you pay for Instagram ads. So Facebook and Instagram will send you a receipt. So I would, keep those receipts to show that you had this cost associated with, marketing your business, because those ads, you pick them, hey, you set a budget, say $20 an ad will run how many days, to this many people or this country or this demographic, which age group you pick. The variables, and you get the receipts, and like me, I keep them all until the end of the year. I keep them, and since they're digital, I don't have to worry about them fading. Like most receipts, if you get a paper receipt, you need to take a picture of it because it'll fade over time and then you can't see it. So Corey, what about you?
For me, with my website, in addition to doing social media ads, Facebook and Instagram, at least with the yearly cost of keeping the website up, as well as using many of its feature sets, and just basically making sure you have, like you said, a receipt. Everything I have involved in social media, anything regarding marketing, just putting that to the side and saying, hey, at the end of the year, this is what I'm going to have. But in addition to that, I want to bring up something else. When you're selling products and you're using the sales use tax, you want to make sure that every quarter you're sending that to the state to say, hey, someone purchased this product from me, and I want to go ahead and the 6% from Maryland that it was charged, every quarter, send that, what I received during that quarter, send that to the state, so that, hey, that's off my hands now. Each quarter, making sure you're sending those out. And you don't want to get overdue on that stuff, because years later you're thinking, oh, I gotta, no one came to me and said I owe this sales tax. They can come back and say, hey, you owe these sales tax for these 4 or 5 years that you didn't pay. So you definitely want to be careful of that. Make sure you're on point with your business.
And Corey makes a good point. Sales and use tax. Again, minding your business, you need to do a lot of research, understanding what's going on regarding business, being a business owner. And sales and use tax is a avenue to, whereas if you're a business owner, especially with products, you can go to wholesalers and purchase items, and you won't be charged taxes. However, it's like what Corey said, the taxes are on you to charge, to include in your price, because you're going to have to charge taxes. And any of us that have gone into any store, when you purchase any item, be it carry out, be it clothing store, you purchase the item, it's the total cost of the item plus taxes. It's the total cost of the item plus taxes. Those taxes are passed on to the consumer, and you get that receipt and you see your items or item and you see the taxes. So you have to keep track of that. And I know this sounds like a lot, because it is. We talked early on in one of the shows that being an entrepreneur is not easy. It's not just, hey, I just want to start a business. I registered, I paid for an application and registered, and I'm a business owner. Okay, it's a lot to it, and hopefully you can, if you don't have a lot of this knowledge yourself, you can just reach out. Nobody can do these things by themselves. Now, if you're organized enough and you have enough knowledge to actually be able to, handle your sales, your expenses, your taxes, that's great. But if not, you got to seek out some help. And there's avenues out there. Again, these days you can Google or through social media, you can just reach out and kind of, ask if anybody's, has a great tax person, a finance person, or somebody that's already, I study, and these guys as well, I study and watch people that are already doing what I'm doing or what I'm trying to get into. So that piece was important, that sales and use tax. I had to learn that, and again, still learning. I wanted to touch on what a lot of people probably don't look at is mileage, delivery to the customer and driving to the post office or driving to, customers to deliver packages. My system, how it's set up now, it seems like people more so just reach out to me, even though I have a website, they reach out to me for specific items, and we have to work out, okay, me getting the item, me getting the clothing item, the material, and then me getting the graphics done, and then me getting the item to the individual. All that's time, energy, and money. I want to ask my colleagues what any examples you have for the mileage and delivery to customers.
All of mine I ship. So once I get an order, I package it. My website automatically sends an email to the customer saying, hey, we got your order. And then once I package it and take it to the post office or UPS, I go back to the website and add the tracking number, and then they get another email that says your product has been shipped. Here's the tracking number. That way, the onus is on them. They don't have to keep reaching out to me, because I don't have time to go back to everyone and say, hey, your package here or there. And I'll be first to tell you, I'm not real good at hand holding. So I try to give all the customers everything they need, so they don't have to contact me unless it's an issue. Hey, I didn't get my package, and I'm checking the tracking the whole time, so I'll know if you didn't get it, and then I may reach out to you to say, hey, I see that you didn't get your package, and that gives the customer like, oh wow, he really, they actually actually on top of this. And, I say this to everybody, before you ship, get the insurance for at least whatever the product costs. Get the insurance, because if it doesn't get there, you can give the customer another product, and then you can file the insurance claim and get your money back. The post office is real good with giving you your money back when you pay for insurance. I've only had to do that once or twice. I haven't had the issue with FedEx or UPS yet. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but I always get the insurance that way to cover me in case the customers say, hey, I didn't get it, and I can I can refund them the money or send them another product. It depends on how they feel. What about you?
For me, in addition to shipping my products to the customers, in the local DMV area, we also have a service where we deliver our product. We deliver products that are purchased on the website to the customer. So I also look at the miles that it takes for me to deliver this product to the customer, whether it be in DC, Northern Virginia, or anywhere in Maryland, in the Northern Maryland area. I put that mileage in there as well to say, hey, I went to this street in DC. So from my location to that house, I take that mileage and say, hey, this is what it took me to get to this location. So that's how I, and in addition to when I go to the post office, if I'm shipping out a product to another state or something, I get that mileage as well. So I say, hey, this is the post office I went to, this is how long it took for me to the round trip. I put that on too. So.
Right. All great ideas, and so many more. These are tracking your income and expenses, total cost of ownership, anything that is associated with your business. I would touch on conferences, educational videos, Facebook, Instagram. People have, they hold master classes, anything that, again, time, energy, effort, and money. anything that you pay for, be it social media, just in general, just any cost. I like to ask my colleagues about any. I know I paid personally for a few one-on-ones with individuals that, again, were doing what the business that I was doing, or just business owners early on, just to get, you know, their points of view on what I was doing. I was had a presence, still keep a presence on social media, and I wanted the opinions of other people, other business owners, and reaching out to them, you know, be it chat, text, and in some instances, you know, people would, you know, they would reach back. And in some instances, they would say, hey, I charge this for, you know, this service. And if you wanted, you know, one-on-one or a group, and it was, you know, they had the different costs associated with what they were offering. So I like to ask start with Cornell, if, you know, if you pay for any, you know, conferences and other services like that.
Yes, I've paid for conferences, online classes where there's certain thing I wanted to understand, like manufacturing. Some things I didn't know when I first got into the watch thing. I didn't understand, you know, how manufacturing works in general. You know, the timelines, the time it takes for you to get your idea to the manufacturing. You all agree that it's going to be a certain way, and then there's a timeline for how long it's going to take for us to finish this product, and then from us finishing it to them shipping it till it get to you. You know, you got these timelines, and so I had to understand, like I said in the show before, if I want watches for the holiday season, like November 26th, day after Thanksgiving, I need to already have them in the manufacturing line in September, because I have a 30 to 45 day window for them to produce the watches, and then another shipping time, which maybe 2 days, depending, to get to the U.S., and then another 2 days to get through customs and to me, and for me to do my QC when I get them, to say, look through all the watches, there's no problems, and then sign off on the trade insurance order, say everything is good,
Right.
like that. So I paid for some classes. I go to watch shows, like I went to Watch Time magazine show in New York to learn some things from the big players, you know. Things they're doing in manufacturing, things they're just doing with watches, period, that you know, I would like to do, but I don't have that kind of number one, capital or the expertise to, you know, have access to that kind of manufacturing. Not yet.
Yeah, I'm about to say not yet.
Yeah, but what about you?
For me, it's just training. Like when I wanted to do social media marketing, just trying to figure out, you know, the process of doing it. What were the best ways? I would take a class, or I took a class online where, you know, it taught me more about social marketing and how to go about, you know, engineering an ad that I can put out and get, you know, the most views and reaching my target audience, and trying to determine who my target audience was. So just basically just taking the time out to do some training, and they also regarding social media marketing, finding someone who can do it better than I could. Figure out I'm just learning versus someone that's been doing it for years. You know, take that person on and say, hey, hire this person to do a social media campaign for me, and actually, you know, pay that person to get it done, and I can just say, hey, pay for this person to actually do my social media marketing for me.
And to follow up on something that Corey said and Earl said, this week I'm going to a Grow Your Business with Google. They're in the area, March 4th, and you had to register. And it's the whole thing is talking about how you can grow your business on Google with them advertising it. You know, you learning how to advertise your business on Google using some of their services. So, and it was a free event, but you had to register. So a lot of times the big players, they come to your town, but you have to be, how do I say it, not in the loop, but I guess kind of, what's that old saying? If you read the newspaper, you're ill-informed, but if you don't read it, you're uninformed.
That's a good one there. That's a good one.
I'd rather you read it and be ill-informed, because that can be fixed. So, you know, look up, you know, when you're online, I read USA Today every day, so under the money section, and then they have a business section called Main Street, and that's where I find out a lot of things about what's going on. And then once you register, like with a Microsoft or Google, they come to your town, they will always send you emails, so you'll constantly be in the loop. So with
Great
that,
point.
I get back to Earl.
Now that was a great point. Again, y'all heard me say, learn as much as you can about business and then learn as much as you can about your business. Cornell makes a great point about if you're studying and doing your due diligence about business and your business, you'll at least come across some of these advertising, marketing plans, opportunities that businesses or businesses in your line of business that are having, be it in your town, your city, or out of town. And that's just part of the due diligence of, again, entrepreneurship, owning business. You just registering your business and having a business name is not monitoring and running and minding your business. It's just sitting there. These machines have to run. Mentioned a few shows ago, we all work or have 9-to-5s or have an income that's funding the dream right now. So it's just an example of the effort that goes into, entrepreneurship, running a business. And again, we all can't do these things by ourselves. I know I do as much as I can, because when Cornell mentioned something about QC, quality control. Now, for me with clothing, when I reach out to a manufacturer and purchase an item, there's a quality control process with that organization, that business. But I've had instances where I've took for granted that every item was in good condition. And I've just said, well, let me grab my box or my package, shoot to the print shop, and I'm gonna get stuff knocked out. And I've opened up the package, and I realized, hey, this shirt has a hole in it. This shirt has the stitching is off, and I have to take them items home because now I can't get those printed and sell to the customer. One of the things that I do, right or wrong, I will wear my own product. You got to be your best advertiser. But in every situation, that might not be the case. I want to ask my colleagues, any situations you run into where you had an issue with your product and you had to deal with that?
Oh yeah, I've had issues. See right here, I have a case, and I had a scratch across the top, and then wasn't all the way together in the back.
Wow.
So that happens every now. It's like once every once in a while I get it. So I know for a fact I can't send this to nobody. So I just pull this to the side and let the manufacturer know, which is no issue. And they want us to send you one case? No, they'll next time add an extra case to my order, or a few extra cases to take care of it. I've had that, and I've had a few watches that came in, and I'm a stickler for details, so the name wasn't centered. And I just took a picture of it, sent it back to the manufacturer. No problem. The next order, threw in an extra watch, and I wear that one where it's not centered, because hey, I know I'm wearing it, no big deal. But that's some of the things I've went through. How about you?
For me, it was one of my first shipments of True Laundry detergent. It came in from Atlanta on a 16-wheeler, and on the crates you had several bottles. These were in boxes, and I could see that some of the detergent had spilled out. So what it turned out is they didn't properly take care of the product. So a couple of bottles had bursted or broken open from the fall, and then you just had it all over the crates. I'm like, man, y'all don't see this? Like all this detergent down there? So I just basically filed a report with the shipping company and said, hey, I had about 8 bottles that were damaged. So can you make do on that? So just send that in. That's the only real issue I had with any damage to products or any issue.
Great points. And again, being a business owner, running your business, nobody's going to run your business like you run your business. I wanted to touch on, we have, the brothers put together a tax write-off cheat sheet, and we want to get through all of these just for the viewers to just give you some ideas of things you can write off on your taxes. And they fall under the categories of advertising and promo. And it was spoke by the brothers: Facebook ads, Instagram ads, file folders, Google AdWords, Vista print purchases. Then you have your automobile write-offs, fuel, insurance, maintenance, monthly payments, and repairs. And I hope you're writing these down. Cost of goods, job supplies, labor, materials, manufacturing overhead. And all of these things, do your research. You can just look these up and or go into any tax service online, and you can see a lot of this stuff when you're trying to start a business. Education, coaching, conferences, which was talked about, industry-related conferences and books and publications, seminars, training, and webinars. That's a big one. Office supplies, paper, printer ink, pens, file folders, staplers, signs, and postage, and anything you use in your business line to help advertise, market, and promote your business line. Professional fees, attorneys, bookkeepers, CFO, which is a chief financial officer, CPA, help me with the CPA. Certified public accountant, thank you. And a publicist. A publicist is great to help get you the word out. Again, hopefully you can find somebody that may work with you or one of interns at some of these colleges. And a lot of this stuff we'll touch on in later shows, but this is about your business and your tax write-offs. The last one said protection and assets, copyright costs, copyright fees, estate planning, patents, and trademarks. These last two especially are things that you cover yourself legally with a name or a phrase that you have ownership over. And we just wanted to touch on that and share with the audience that this is a cheat sheet of some things, and it's some more stuff, but it's, again, this is a help to help you with things that you can actually write off for being a business owner.
And also, we also want you to know that you can equate a business to raising a child. You know, raising your business or starting your business and running it is just like raising a child. And we all know that raising a child is not easy. So you got to put the time, work, effort in and nurture that business so that it can grow and be profitable for you in the long run.
Great points. It's great points. Again, it's being an entrepreneur is not easy. If it was, everybody would be doing it and everybody would be successful at it. And those two things aren't true. We want to touch on real quick payment options to offer your customers. We touched on it slightly, but we want to get the audience. We're here to just educate, and you guys help us as well with comments, questions, things that we might not have touched on, things that we might not have delved deep into. But we're here to share our knowledge, and hopefully you guys can share with us. But we want to touch on payment options to offer your customers. And what we have here is PayPal, Stripe, Square, Coin Payments, and Cash App. I'll start with, I utilize PayPal and I utilize Square, and a lot of people, again, I'm finding myself falling into a lot of the custom or personal, hey Earl, I saw you post this item, could I get it in this way or that way? Do you have Cash App? So I've used those three, and they're great. They're great options. I know PayPal, Cornell made a great point early in the week when he and I and Corey were talking that you don't have to have a PayPal to do a transaction with someone who has a PayPal account. If you wanted to purchase any of the items you see or anything from any of us, and you don't have a PayPal account and we use PayPal, there's a way that PayPal instructs you that with no PayPal account you can still purchase an item. Cornell, any of these options that you use?
I use PayPal, Square, Cash App. So on my website you can pay with PayPal or Square, which is for credit card transactions. You can use your credit card with PayPal too. You just click beneath the thing said check out with no PayPal account, and it'll allow you to use your credit card. And I use Cash App for, like Earl said, some people will say, hey, do you have Cash App? Can I Cash App you the cash? And I'll give them my Cash App information and send it to me. And I think I'll let Corey speak to Coin Payments, because I think he's actually has that implemented.
Yeah, in addition to PayPal, Cash App, I also have Coin Payments. Coin Payments allows people to pay for your products on your website using cryptocurrency. So that's one of the options I also have on the website. People can pay with their Bitcoin, Litecoin, any other form of cryptocurrency that's available to pay Coin Payments. So I also have that option available to the customer.
Awesome. All great options, all great points. do your research, find what works best for you. PayPal, I know, Square, I'm not too familiar with Cash App, but PayPal and Square, it has where, you know, your transactions, you can, you know, print those out. They have them to where you can print those out and utilize those for your taxes and for your tracking your income and your expenses. What's coming in, what's going out, while using those options. And then you have, you know, your good old paper receipts. If you're selling something and it's cash, hopefully and I'm not too good at this, hopefully you're writing the receipt or giving the receipt, or at least tracking those transactions so you can have them all on your have them all reported on your taxes. At this time, I know our time is getting short, I want to give each individual time to just talk about their items. We brought some items for the last couple of shows, and we didn't talk about them last week, but I'll start with, this is one of my sweat hoods, the Faith Will Work. My inspiration was something that we utilize daily, which is our gadgets, our phones, our tablets. And one of the biggest things you look for is, you know, your battery life and your reception. So in this faith mindset that I'm trying to portray, which is more so of a movement in the ministry, you gotta have faith. We wake up each day, well, God wakes us up each day, and you gotta have faith. So my inspiration was, you need to get your bars up. Faith will work, but you gotta get your bars up. So in a nutshell, that's what this is portraying. It's a hoodie. It could be on a t-shirt, it can be on a cup, but it's a reminder, a positive motivational reminder that faith will work, but you got to get your bars up.
Nice, like that.
Yeah, and I'll just talk a little bit about packaging. You know, I package watches in cases like this, and also sell shades that come in packaging. You know, they come in cases like this. You have your shades in the case, and then before I ship, there's a warranty card that comes with each watch, and I send a contact sheet so you know how to contact and follow me. And I put everything in a poly mailer. So once it's in this poly mailer, I put it inside the box along with bubble wrap and everything. So I do that just in case, you know, your package is left outside, the box get wet, but your product inside will not get wet inside of this bag. So it's protected, and it's also another way to showcase your business. What about you, Corey?
And I received those items, the warranty card, the box, when I purchased my K. Joseph watch, right? So, real quick from me, I have two products here: True Laundry Detergent and Garner's Garden mouthwash and tooth powder. Of course, if you don't already know about True Laundry Detergent, it's 4X concentrated, and it's safe for the environment. No toxins or what have you, and it's a powerful laundry detergent with a great scent. And you can go on phenomdirect.com and purchase it. Here we have the most powerful mouthwash and tooth powder out on the market. It's the best stuff ever. I had a customer contact me the other day, aka my aunt, and tell me that her dentist visit went really well after using the products. So the dentist looked at her, was looking in her mouth and about to clean, and he stated that, he asked her, what are you doing? What's new going on? And he said, no, I've just been using another product. And so he said, oh, it looks pretty good. The gums look good. So, and after that, he proceeded to clean, but he didn't have much to do. So I'm just letting you know, this is a powerful product here, and it's something you wanna look at getting to increase your oral hygiene. So phenomdirect.com, check it out.
Great points, great products, great presentation. Clearly, I need to get into that mouthwash, because you can see, as the viewership can see, I ain't found my tooth yet. And I need to, again, we learn, you all learn. This is what this show is about, just three good brothers just trying to share, help our community, help anybody that's willing to listen. It's truly a blessing. And with that being said, if there's no more comments, please be sure to share our page and our show with people. Give us comments, feedback, like Corey always says. Just let us know how we're doing, what any topics you like to hear from us. We're here and just trying to help.
Yeah. definitely give us feedback. Let us know what y'all think about the show. We want to see y'all tell us what y'all think, your thoughts are. So definitely put some content out there for us to look at.
And of course, with that, you know, you have to
Mind your business.
appreciate it.
Good one, fellas. That was good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Another powerful shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Around that info.
That's what's that.
I'm home to look at that.
Woo.
I feel Earl. Feel good?
Hey man, I got the scholarship to Howard, when did 2 years, lost my scholarship running around with knuckleheads. I completed my degree at a
me see. You know, I didn't have my book out the last time you were here.
No, you did not. So I did
Yeah.
not get to see it.
Yes.
Should I?
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, you look good. Alright. So we can talk about the book, everything
Yes.
else, just like the second part and everything you're doing now, because I know you've done a million. Why you saying so low?
Oh, that's okay.
That low, and I'm like, John, and you like, I tell you what.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. This is higher.
Yeah.
This is higher. This is higher.
Okay.
Right here?
I don't see you.
You don't see me? Okay.
No, yeah, you go back, pull it back that way.
This way?
Yes. Yeah. Where's she at?
This-
Let me see you on the screen.
Oh, here I am.
Yeah, but show me the wide shot. JW.
Oh, there we go. So let me.
No,
Yeah,
it's
send it.
gonna be changed. I changed it.
Oh, it's okay. So we good?
Yeah.
So you got the my logo up?
This right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
You have intro music?
Well, yeah, I do, but I ain't send it to you. But I'll do it
Okay.
next time. So all I gotta do is send it to you. Okay.
Can you move back this way? My bad.
Back this
Yeah,
way?
like try to like be in front of the S in the studios.
Oh, in front of the logo?
Here?
Yeah. Yes.
This says?
Yes.
All right. So let me see how it's gonna look. Yeah, that's good.
Good.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm gonna share
Oh, let me turn my phone off. So we share it live. All right, let's go to work. Oh, you know what I meant to do? I meant to send it a copy. TW, is it too late to shoot a copy of this, put it on the screen?
To send it?
Yeah, it's too late.
I mean,
We're getting ready to start.
yeah.
That's
it's
right. I
gonna
hold
be-
up. When we hold up, you get a shout out because I meant to do it this morning, but I couldn't find my cup. So
No problem.
I know it's at the house. All right, we ready when you are. Hope I look all right. I got my hair good. To my barber, I say I need to look cute for the weekend. She talking about you too old to be cute. I said, well, I'll take a handsome. I'm gonna be one of them.
That is too funny.
You be up too old. It's about cute for little boys. I said, yeah, well, I'm taking it from this weekend. She's Asian and black. Tell her, you can't be cute no more. Well, I'm gonna be something now. She talking about. Whenever you count me in, you're ready.
All right.
Hi, I'm Danny Queen. Welcome to another exciting edition of Company Poetry. We have a beautiful, lovely young lady that's been with us before, and she is in the person of Stephanie C. White, and she's the artist and the author in the highest order. Sister, welcome back to Color Me Poetry.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You know, as they say, once again, or as we say phonetically, one more again.
Yes. Wow.
So what you been doing?
Oh, So much has been going on since the last time I saw you.
You've been running.
I've been running.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of traveling. I've
Really?
gotten more into motivational speaking with
Cool.
the book, of course, with topics from the book. So
Let's talk about the motivational speaking.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. Okay, so what I've been doing is I've kind of been marketing myself as a motivational speaker,
Oh, wow.
also a event coordinator. I'm a blogger, so, and I've kind of tied them all into one, and of course, just trying author, of course. So I have been going
She's a
to
Renaissance lady.
yeah,
Ain't
it's been
all that.
busy. So I actually just
Wow.
got back from Pennsylvania last week for a women's event that I was on a panel of, and it was
Oh, okay.
very
How'd that go?
good. It went really well. A lot of
Wow.
networking with a lot of different people, and it was fun. It was a good experience.
So as an author, how'd you get into motivational speaking? Were you inspired by somebody or
No, I was inspired by
inspired Yeah.
by a lot of the topics that are currently in my
We don't
book.
want you to expire.
And I felt like it was important to share my story because a lot of different people experience a lot of different things in life, and I think that in itself, just the topics, inspired me and motivated me to share with others. Because some people may not know that there are options out here for them when they're going through certain things in their life, or when they've lost their mother, or when they had a bad relationship with their father, or when they've amended their relationship with their father, etc. So
A traumatic situation.
Yeah. So I felt like it's important to share my experience and just share a lot of different advice on how to get through certain things in your life.
So motivation has always been something that you've been interested in one way or another.
Yeah, it kind of started to shape more for me as I've continued to, of course, writing the book, and then as I continue to work on the different areas of my life in terms of my entrepreneurship, in terms of my full-time job as well.
Wait a minute, you do all of that and then got a full-time
I
job?
do. I have a full-time
Wow.
job.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I work full-time. I'm a finance specialist.
She's every woman.
It gets
It's all
exhausting.
in her.
It gets
Wow.
exhausting, but I'm grateful that God gives me the
It
strength.
takes a lot of drive and a lot of energy to do all that.
It does.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
but sometimes you have to be self-motivated.
Yes.
Yes. Now, I would like, at some point in this interview, I'd like for you to read a piece from the book. Anything that you might like to share,
Okay.
if you like. You know,
Okay,
so
of
you
course.
can- You can think about that. But
Okay.
I mean, you've done all this, and then is there another book coming? When you have time to write it.
No. I hope for the future that there
Yes.
is another book coming. I'm actually working on a possible ebook for this.
Oh, okay.
So I'm looking at possibly getting more information about that because I'm coming upon in April, the second year anniversary
Oh,
of the
okay.
book being
Simple
out.
time.
So I
Yeah.
think that it's important to do something, a little different there. I've had a few requests for an ebook. So, I said, okay. Well,
Yeah, that's important. So how important is the ebook though?
I think with anything you're doing, variety is good.
It's another opportunity.
Yes.
To
another
promote what
opportunity
you're doing.
Exactly, and to
Yeah.
reach another
Another
audience.
market, yeah.
Another market.
Yeah, totally another market. Now, have you also thought about maybe doing a recording to go with the book? You know, I bought Michelle Obama's book on tape. Cause,
Did?
yeah, it's
I
like
have not gotten it yet. I've heard.
16 CDs in 19 hours. And she reads it herself. It's like she doesn't even stop for a drink of water. She just
Really? I never thought about doing that.
Yes, you should. Yeah, have a recording go with the book. Then the ebook on top of that. Because that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I've done 26 recordings anyway of my work. I love the studio.
Yes,
I'm
and
all-
these magnificent poems you have. I read the one that you sent me about Kobe Bryant and
Oh, yeah.
his daughter.
You know,
and
that was. What do you think about that? I mean, because that was such a hard thing. We're talking about traumatic situation. And that definitely was a traumatic situation. You know, this is.
it was mind-boggling, and it's still hard for me to comprehend and wrap my mind around
Yes.
not only Kobe Bryant losing his life, but then his daughter, and then the 7 others that lost theirs.
Yes.
Like, it's,
Just-
as someone who's experienced a lot of death in her life, it's hard when, you hear about these stories because it almost feels like, depending, on the situation. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've lost a relative or something. Or you ever think about when you lose your favorite singer, or when maybe when Michael Jackson passed away, or just, you think about those people that you've watched over the years.
And you felt like they're part of your family.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, I feel like I grew up with you.
Yes.
I remember this happened and that happened. So it was, when I first read it, I was actually at a rehearsal because I have a fashion show that I'm helping with that's coming up in April, and we were rehearsing that day. I had to look at my cell phone. I was like, why is this person that was on Instagram sharing a photo of Kobe Bryant and his family? And then I started reading on, and I went on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh no. So then it was like, is that true? And then the whole rumors about Rick Fox also being on there on the place. So it was devastating, and it's still hard. And my heart goes out to his wife Vanessa and their family, and of course Kobe Bryant's parents, because he was so young.
Yes.
And his daughter, of course, was a replica of him, and she was going to be phenomenal in terms of basketball and just everything she would just enrich this earth with. So.
Wow. It was just so traumatic. And people were asking me a day after, are you going to do the Kobe porn? I'm like, well, I'm in the shock like everybody else. I mean, it just happened a day before, so I don't know what to say. When people ask me stuff like that.
Yeah, so how are you, like you said?
I came to it because I started, I started reading a lot and researching that kind of thing. So that's how the poem came about.
It was really good. It was, timing was perfect.
But it was hard. It was very hard to write. And I'm gonna try to read a little bit of it now if I can. It was hard because it's a situation. It was just devastating like it was for everybody else. Somebody texted me and told me, I was like, nah, that ain't true. And then I started seeing it, and then people started talking about it. I was at church on the Sunday morning. I was at church.
Yes,
But I was downstairs. I was working on the AB ministry, and somebody texted me. I'm like, nah, maybe I'm just praying that this is not true.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is the King Kobe for Kobe Bryant and Gina Bryant and 7 others. As the exception to the rule and simply unheard of at the time, he went from high school straight to the pros with a later mind. He was a fast competitor, a one-man basketball situation, a 5-time NBA star who inspired a whole generation. Out of his heart, hustle, and hard work for the love of the game. Without the black mama, basketball will never be the same. For the love of who, what, where, when, and why, all 9 lives on board were lost in the twinkling of an eye. We are all petrified by the hand of fate's destiny in every way, and loving memory for all who passed on that sad and mournful day. Love, life, family, and his heart-to-heart soul devotion. What he did for the love of the game was poetry in motion. For 20 seasons, the Black Mamba lived truly for the love of the game. His devotion to social justice and philanthropy was one and the same. With his out-of-this-world work ethic, talent, and overdrive for all to see, he inspired a sacrifice from number 8 to number 24 as the NBA's championship MVP. As the iconic athlete, one of the greatest of all time by far, Kobe became a retired LA Lakers legendary international superstar. Above and beyond the spotlight of fortune, fame, sport, and play, he was bound to be all he was born to be at the end of the day. For the love of who, what, where, when, and why, all 9 lives were taken in just the twinkling of an eye. We are all petrified by the hand of fate's destiny in every way, and loving memory of all who died on that most sad and mournful day. Kobe Bryant, King Kobe.
I like that. Wow.
So I was
amazing.
Trying to find the words, and just
you found them.
Yeah, and just like the creator said, well, sit down and take your time, and so I did a lot of reading. So.
Yeah,
but,
he did a lot.
He did a lot. I mean, he gave a lot in terms of charity and philanthropy.
Giving back.
I didn't know all that until I started doing research and giving back. Yeah, I didn't know that.
The Make-A-Wish Foundation. I read a lot that he did a lot, and he granted a lot of wishes for kids and just a family man and amazing athlete and just an entrepreneur.
Like you said, they did a lot. But guess what?
What?
You doing a lot.
Yes. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every opportunity.
So how's the book been received?
The book has been received pretty good. I went to an event in Philadelphia in November, and then I went to an event in New Jersey in September of last year. And so people are still excited, and I'm still excited about the book. The book is still relevant. So
Well, it's always relevant because, I mean, 'cause your story is like a universal story.
yeah.
I mean, because it's life. I mean, it happens. You know, people who can't relate to that.
Exactly. And there's
Yeah.
a lot of topics in there. That,
And you ran into many people who told similar stories to you.
yes.
Mhm.
Yes. And I honestly believe that we go through what we go through not for us, but to help others.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And though it's painful at the time,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's a light at the end of the tunnel in a sense where as time goes on, it'll still be a sting, but it won't be as painful because we learn to try to move forward with life
Yes.
and our new normal. And so,
We have to keep creating new normals.
yes. we do.
Because for some folk listening, it may, seem like, well, how many years ago, when it happened? It may have been 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
It's 30
But for
something,
you,
30.
30 some years.
I was 5, I'll be
You was
38,
5.
so it was 35, it'll be 35.
But for you, it was yesterday. Yeah, and so you're still healing. Yeah.
It's an ongoing process, and
Yes.
you sometimes I look back at my life or look at my life, I'm like, am I living my life or is this someone else's life, or am I just looking at this life through my own eyes, and it's not necessarily me living it. So it's been a journey.
It's been a journey. Yeah.
And
But life is a journey. And that's also what your book is about.
yes,
Life being a journey. It's a journey for all of us, It really is. Let me share a motivational
Sure.
piece. It's simply entitled,
mm-hmm.
Law of Attraction. Fly high and dreams are forever fulfilled. You can have, do, and be whatever you will. Whether it's for better, for worse, the law of attraction unlocks the universe. Focus on lack, and life will give you even more of what you never knew you were asking for. As the law of attraction is but the master key, you are the sole creator of your own reality. What you think, feel, and ultimately receive is a reproduction of what you secretly believe. Graceful gratitude will open the door to a whole new world you never knew before. Focus beyond what you hold in your hand. For your every wish is the law of life's command. The power behind the magnetic field is a way out of nowhere made real. And whether it's for better or worse, the law of attraction unlocks the universe. What you think, feel, and ultimately receive is a reproduction of what you secretly believe.
I like that.
The law of attraction. It makes sense?
It does.
Why?
It makes sense because the law of attraction, and when I'm learning more about it, because it's something recently that I've kind of gotten into, and for me, it's similar to one of my favorite scriptures, Matthew 7:7.
Come on with it.
And, you ask and you shall receive, knock and the door shall be
Yes,
open.
open.
And I believe that it's one and the same. So in other words, you have to say what it is that you want, believing that you'll get that thing,
Yes, you have to believe
and
it.
allow God to open the doors.
Wow.
And so,
And that's the essence of what I'm trying to say, is that you have to believe yourself. You have to believe in yourself.
you do, because if you don't, then who is?
Yeah, who's going to believe if you don't believe?
Exactly.
If you don't believe, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
So it all starts there. Share a piece with us from the book.
Yes.
Kind of this way
There
so
we go.
can see.
Yes.
Oh, okay. You
No,
trying
it's
to-
okay. Yeah. It's
Yeah, okay.
perfect.
How's that?
Awesome. All right.
Whatever you might want to share, and then we're gonna talk about that beautiful cover again too.
Yes, okay, thank you.
And I would just love to hear your voice on some recordings for this book.
Okay.
Do it yourself. You have a beautiful speaking voice. You can do that yourself.
Thank you.
Everybody to do that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to read this, and it's entitled Anger Misplaced.
Okay.
Misplaced anger has a way of getting in the way of progress. Even though I was progressing through life, making what I call boss lady moves with my company, I still had some things with which I had not dealt with. To be honest with you, I had no idea that for my life to progress in a positive way, even more than it had already done, I had to deal with the areas that were holding me in uncomfortable emotional positions. This discomfort had to do with my relationship with my father, LT. I was angry with my father because of the years he had not done right by Brittany and myself. We became wards of the state because he didn't do what our father what my father should have done. I assume he felt his duties as a father ended once we were placed in the care of someone else. Regardless of how he might have felt, I still needed and wanted my father. I needed to feel connected to my only living parent. I was angry with my father because he wouldn't be what I wanted him to be. Because of this, I built high emotional walls to prevent being hurt again the way that I had been hurt by my father. Now, don't get me wrong, I am thankful I have my father because there are a lot of people who don't know their father. Though my father was oftentimes not physically present, I stayed connected with him through family, which of course is my family. Then, if for some reason his family lost contact with him, all I had to do was find my dad and Princess Anne and ask someone or find someone who knows my dad, and just like that I'd be connected with him again. Automatically they would say that they had seen him, and I knew that he knew a lot of people. So peace.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. You expressed it so well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, when you were putting this together, your Aunt Barb helped you.
Yes, she did, and she was the editor of the book.
I love her.
She loves
She's so detailed.
She loves you.
She nothing get by Aunt Barb. I'm telling you, because she edited my book for me. Nothing gets by her.
No.
I mean, really.
No.
Okay, what it is.
English,
Okay,
former
small.
English teacher.
I was an English major, and she teaching the teacher. I'm telling you, because she's been just fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, she's.
And you need somebody like that.
You do.
Yeah, when you
You
put
do.
together a book, who can see what
Yes.
what you can't see.
Exactly.
It's always there. But this is the piece I'm gonna dedicate to you.
Oh,
This
thank
piece
you.
written by my brother, also poet James Skip Queen.
Mm-hmm.
No more tears. I know the Lord has heard my cry. He has lifted my burden and dried my eyes. He took me from where I was to where I am today. He has truly guided my life to a better way. Guided my life to a better way. He has given me hope where there was tears, where there was fears. And in my heart today, I know there are no more tears. He has done for me, he will do for you. No matter the problem, he will see you through. Yes, his ways to us are not always clear, but if you will only trust in him, there will be no more tears.
Wow.
Well, isn't that simple?
Yes,
but
it
powerful?
is.
Sometimes the simplest poems can be the most powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I agree.
be that way sometimes. So where you want to, where's that you'd like to go from this point in your life and with your art and with your million things you're doing? You know?
Well, also.
But it keeps you busy though.
It does.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm learning to rest when I need to rest, which is hard.
Now
sometimes.
you sound like you're on Bob.
It's hard. Like I'm like, all right, just get up, just
You
do
better
it.
slow down.
Oh my gosh.
You ain't at the age, you ain't old enough to slow down. Keep going, doing what you do.
Oh man. So what I want to see, as far as the future with the book, I want to do more speakings about subjects in the book. I do love the idea of doing a recording of the
Yes, of
book
course.
in my own voice. So that's
Yes.
something I definitely want to
You hadn't
do.
thought about that before?
No, I thought
Yeah.
that the ebook would be
Well, you can do
similar to.
Well, it doesn't have to be either or, do both.
That's
You
true.
know, you just
That's
do
true.
both, yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
So,
And your own voice. We want to hear your voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I
Do
can
that.
muster up.
And
some.
when you get ready, you let me know because I have connections to people, engineers and studios and that kind of thing.
Oh wow.
I record all the time. Yeah, matter of fact, I got a song coming out in the spring. A young lady did the vocal for me, and my good friend and producer Rashad Young did the production. I wrote it, and it's gonna be what's called "Do It for the Children," and so we're looking forward to that in the spring.
Very nice.
So I've been writing,
Well, you
writing
sing,
music.
you write.
Well, yeah, I've been writing for a long time. So it's work, but you gotta love what you do.
And that's,
Do what you love.
there it is.
Right there.
Love
That's
what you
something. Love what you do and do what you love. And that's always been my philosophy. I know they ain't always that simple, But you have to believe that you can. You gotta do something that makes you happy. You know?
You do.
Yeah. And if it ain't happy, then do something that makes you happy. Or do what you gotta do until you can do better.
Yes.
You know? I remember old DJ used to say, hold what you got till you get what you want.
I like that. It still
Makes
holds
sense.
as the
Yeah.
relevant words for today. I like
Mhm. Yeah, so with your books, I mean, wow, when I saw the cover, talk about that cover again.
that. Ooh, okay, so when I chose this cover for the book, I like the fact that it had a road, because the road to me represents journey.
Yes.
And I wanted to be fully connected with the cover. I'm already connected with the story, but I wanted to be connected with the cover. So I said to the publishing company I was working with, I would like my face to be on there, because that to me shows more connection than just the story. And so I went with that. And I love pink. I love hot pink. I love fuchsia.
Oh, really?
I like anything that
Okay.
pops. And this cover, the color, popped, because originally this cover was blue. Of course, that looked like the sky, and then of course you have blue, and I was like, no, I need to be able to see this in a store and for it to
Shoot
stand
out
out.
at you.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's what the cover does. So
Oh, wow.
I like it. I definitely think that it's
Well, let's hold this up.
yeah.
Okay, definitely we get a shot at that, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very.
That's
I love this cover. It's a nice fuchsia. The words are great, and
Wow.
so
And it's so smooth. You know?
yes, yes.
It's just, I mean, this shoots out you when you see it. It just shoots out at you.
Yes, and I love the bold colors. It stands out. It's very catchy.
Now, share the back. What's
Share
on the
that? Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, would you like me to read the back?
Yes, please.
Okay, great, I can do that. Okay, Stephanie C. White in her prophetic first literacy offering takes each reader on a journey from unthinkable personal tragedy as a child to a life of defeating the odds en route to undeniable victory. 1,000 Miles in My Shoes is an inspirational memoir that all readers can relate to. No one is exempt from life's sudden reversals of fortune. If one overarching theme exists in this fantastic story, it is that God's is greater than any tragedy we will ever face. After reading 1,000 Miles in My Shoes, you will be able to overcome, grow, forgive, and experience unimaginable breakthroughs.
Wow. Now, in your preface here, you said, in the prologue, you says out of breath.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Okay, so with this book, I, of course, I love music, and music was very
Really?
therapeutic. So each chapter is a different title of a song.
Oh, really?
And so for this particular title of the prologue, it is Out of Breath, and that's actually a song.
Who's that by?
That is by, it's actually by Silver Pickup Trucks, or excuse me, Silver Sun Pickups.
Oh.
It's actually a rock band.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was looking for something, if you ever listen to the song, it has a very dramatic beginning. And then there's a lot of like...
I don't know it. I'm going to have to go on YouTube and
Oh
pull
yeah,
it up.
please pull it up, and it's very dramatic, and it's a lot of instruments. I love a lot of instruments, and it kind of creates this dramatized scene. And so with this prologue,
Out of
it
Breath.
kind of,
Wow.
Out of Breath is the name of the song. It talks about the beginning of the book. It takes you into the actual, some of the meat at the very beginning, excuse me. It's what kind of, is the hook.
Oh,
They
it's the
kinda
hook
hooks
of
you
the
in.
song. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So I talk about in the beginning us I talk about what happens and what's going on with each of us minutes before the car accident occurs.
Oh, wow.
So that's what the
What made you choose to bring that and use that as a dramatic entrance?
I know, as someone who reads and as someone who watches movies, that
Really?
you need to hook the person in at the beginning. You
That's
don't
right,
want
yeah.
a slow beginning
Yeah.
book or movie, because you can't, people get bored.
Well, quickly.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, that's interesting because I heard Smokey Robinson say, he was talking about the art of writing a great song. And he said, writing a great song it's like writing a short story, because you don't have all day to capture. You back then you had 3 minutes to capture that listener.
Yes.
You know, and I think about one song in particular. I think about the Temptations singing "Just My Imagination," and he says, "Each day as she passed by my window, I watch her as she passes by," and he tells you all these things about this girl. And then at the end of the song, he said, "I never met her, but I can't forget her." So he's singing all that pretty words and stuff on the one he never even met. But he sees her pass by, and he didn't imagine all this stuff. And he says something about 3 kids in the country. And
Oh, wow.
2 children, maybe 3. And it's a beautiful song. But the point is, he hasn't met her. He just see this girl pass by, and in his imagination, he makes up this story.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Then he say, I ain't never met her. But in his mind, he's making up. The imagination is so powerful.
Yes, it is.
And I learned so much from reading, and I learned from songs and song lyrics as well as writer.
Wow.
But I learned through everything. Sometimes a conversation, we might be having a conversation, I may overhear that conversation. I may hear something in the news. So that's why as a writer, I write about any and everything. Yeah, because it's all about life, you know?
I agree. And I've been doing some more writing. Not books yet, but I've been doing blog writing.
Oh, not blog writing.
Yes, because I have another piece, of course, is my event blog.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
the event planner who's an event blogger, and I'm a savvy event guru. That's the name of my blog.
Give it again?
The Savvy Event Guru.
Okay, where you get that?
I came up with it. It was catchy. I was like, okay, this fits. And a guru is someone who is skilled in a certain area. And my particular area is event planning.
Now you've been doing event planning a long time.
Yes, it will be, I started planning events in August of 2006. And so it'll be 14 years in August.
Well, I'm glad you planned this event about this book, this great book that you put. That's one event that's planned.
Yes.
But yeah, so you've been doing it for long. Like what? What kind of events?
I started off doing weddings and birthday parties, and then
Divorce parties?
You know, I've had I had someone inquire about that one.
Really?
Yes.
People actually have divorce
They
parties.
do. And it's, I think it's more of a,
Coming out?
yes. I wanted to say newfound freedom, but more of like a coming out party, like, hey, you know,
Wow.
this is me now. So
Wow.
it's,
I was just making a joke, but you saying that actually happens.
yeah, people do. They have
Wow.
divorce parties. I've never planned one, not yet, but I've had someone inquire about it. And
I hope you don't be a part of one either.
no, we don't plan to.
You don't plan that.
So I actually started putting on my own shows in 2013 as a way for me to reinvent myself as an event planner.
Now you do all this in the book and the writing and the blog and all that and still working 9 to 5?
I know.
Wow.
So my full-time job is like a cushion. It's, you know, it helps because I'm grateful, I have a very flexible job. And so it's a cushion for me to be
Really?
able to do the things
Other
that
things.
I need to do for my business. And I have 3 brands that I'm actually branding right now.
Okay.
Not only the book, the event planning, and the blog. So
Wow.
I said, okay, Lord, eventually I'm going to get to a place where I'm going to be able to quit my full-time job and just do my businesses full-time. My
Yes.
different areas
That's
of
the goal.
expertise. Yes, that's the goal.
Yes. Wow.
So-
That's amazing, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Man, it's like super lady, super sister.
You know, in my brain, I'm so like,
Wow.
it's like, let's go, let's get this done, you know, let's go. I have all this energy sometimes.
Right. And it takes
Okay.
energy.
It does.
It takes energy to get
And
stuff
when I'm
done.
tired, I'm tired.
You better have some energy if you want to get things done. You
Yeah.
can't be laying around talking about coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
You mean nothing. What have you actually done? This is the piece I like to share. It's not a piece that I wrote, but it's a piece I love. And it's by George Clinton. I don't know if you know who he is.
Yes, I know who George Clinton is.
Parliament like Funkadelic. George Clinton and James Allen. And the piece is simply entitled, Good Thoughts, Bad Thoughts. Travel like a king, listen to the inner voice. A higher wisdom is at work for you. Conquering the stumbling blocks come easier when the conqueror is in tune with the infinite. Every ending is a new beginning. Life is an endless unfoldment. Change your mind and you change your relation to time. You can find the answer. The solution lies within the problem. The answer is in every question, and attitude is all you need to rise and walk away. Inspire yourself. Your life is yours. It fits you like your skin. The oak sleeps in the acorn. The giant Aquarius sleeps in his tiny seed. Bird waits in the air. God waits for his unfolding in man. You gravitate to that which you secretly love most. You meet in life the exact reproduction of your own thoughts. There is no chance, coincidence, or accident in a world ruled by law and divine order. You rise as high as your highest aspiration. You descend to the level of your lowest concept of yourself. The infinite intelligence within you knows the answer. Its nature is to respond to your thoughts. Be careful of the thought seeds you grow in the garden of your mind, for seeds grow after their kind. Every thought felt as true or allowed to be accepted as true by your conscious mind take root in your subconscious, blossom sooner or later into an act, and bears its own fruit. Good thoughts will rot your flesh. Bad thoughts will rot your flesh. Good thoughts will bring forth good fruit. Mm-hmm. Bad thoughts will rot your flesh. Think right and you can fly. The kingdom of heaven is within.
Wow. You're powerful.
What do you think about that?
I like that. I think it's a good piece. I feel like it allows you to take control of your thoughts. And sometimes we unconsciously think things that we don't know that will actually affect the outcomes of different areas in our lives later on in life. So I think it's important for us to grab hold of our thoughts and be mindful of what we're thinking and what we're saying.
Wow, that's beautiful. Well, today I'm doing a book signing today here in Hyattsville, and as you can see on the screen, it said Signature Pieces, 5501 Baltimore Avenue, Suite 106B, Hyattsville, Maryland, and we ask you to come out to Signature Pieces this evening. I'll be there, some other authors will be there, and I'll be signing my new book, brand new book. I didn't have this the last time.
No, you did not. Let's see this book.
Yeah,
wow,
this is
nice.
This is simply entitled The Book of Tributes, and it's a tribute to a whole lot of people in our community. It really is. And Aunt Bob, did the editing for me. She did a great job.
She's amazing.
She is.
Barbara.
So everybody come out this evening to Signature Places and Signature Pieces in Hyattsville. And again, that's 5501 Baltimore Avenue, Suite 106B. And I'll be there signing the book of tributes. Last piece I'd like to share with you, I'd like to dedicate to you, Stephanie, and it's simply entitled Wings of a Natural High. That's about high as I get, really. But
wow, Wings of a Natural High.
Wings of a Natural High. If you're not afraid to try, ain't no way life can pass you by. Because when you know who you are, you can fly on the wings of the wind. But you got to know, you got the power within. And so long as nothing beats a failure but a try, let me live my life on the wings of a natural high. I've been down, but I ain't never been out. And I've hit rock bottom enough times to know what I'm talking about. Somewhere beyond and above, the breath of life is God's gift of love. Through all pain, heartbreak, and strife, I'm simply hooked on the love of life. And so long as nothing beats a failure but a try, let me live my life on the wings of a natural high. That's the only way to go.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us art people, we understand that. And we don't know what it's called when we're like, oh God, let's try this. When we're having those natural highs.
Yes.
But that's what it is.
Sometimes people close to you don't understand you. So, why you get all this attention? Why you got all these 1,000 projects? Yeah, people say that. They don't understand.
Yeah.
But you know what it is that you want to accomplish.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it, Stephanie. And that's the beauty of this book here. 1,000 miles in my shoes, Stephanie C. White. Why 1,000 miles? Why not 100? Where'd you get 1,000?
So, now I have to tell you a story.
All right.
So, one day when I had finished talking to my publisher, and we were trying to think of a name of my book. And I was like, no, it has to be something, we were brainstorming. I said, no, it's not going to come to me like that. So, that evening, I was cleaning up, and it hit me so hard.
Wow.
It almost knocked me over, and I said, okay, God. Wow. And that's how God speaks to me sometimes. It's either very subtle, or it's like, boom. And he said, 1,000 miles in my shoes.
That's beautiful, because when you think about the old saying that until you walk in another person's shoes, judge you not lest you be judged.
Exactly.
That's a book, so you know.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking when I saw the title. I'm like, wow, we don't understand other people's lives if we haven't walked in this. You know.
Exactly.
And so that title there brings me to that. You know.
Yeah.
1,000 miles in my shoes, not in your shoes.
With my shoes.
My shoes.
It stuck.
First,
I was
stuck
like,
right
okay,
there.
God, that's it.
Yes.
And
Just like that.
Yeah, it hit me, and it was that evening. I was doing research. I was like, okay, when people pick names, what are they, doing? You know, I just did a bunch of research on Google, and I told my publisher that, let me sleep on it because it has to be the right name. I don't want to just pick anything because this is a memoir about my life.
So did the book come first, or did the title come first?
The book came first.
The book came
The
first.
title came after.
Doesn't matter how you do it, it's just so it works.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting because when I write, I always start from the title. So whatever, if I'm doing Kobe or if I'm doing whatever, I write about a million things. I start with the title because that means I have the title, then it's going to be custom made. So whatever I put in, it's going to be, it keeps bringing me back to the title.
Wow.
But many poets, many writers do it in a million different ways. There are many different, a million different ways. Well, let me put it this way. There are as many ways to do it as there are people doing it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no specific ways.
No.
Because inspiration can come any kind of way.
Exactly. You have to do what speaks to you.
Now, when ideas come to you, you just be doing anything? You just write them down, or just hit you like a ton of bricks?
When ideas come to me, they hit me. And I'm like, okay. And sometimes I don't have a sheet of paper and I think I'm going to remember it later on, and I don't. I'm like, oh. So I always try to stop whatever I'm doing and just write
You ever
it
been
down.
driving and had to pull over? Oh, I have many times.
Well,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say this, but usually I'm like, trying to
Oh,
do
you-
notes in my cell phone
While
while
you're
I'm at the
stoplight? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not always the safest thing to do.
No, it's
but-
not. Then sometimes I'm trying to get stuff down. I think, dang, what the light had to change now?
Yes, exactly.
I wish they'd give me another minute. Any other time that takes so long. So,
Wow.
but yeah, it's a realm of ideas, and that's the way it goes. Sister, I thank you for
No,
coming and
thank you
sharing
so
with us
much
here
for
today on
having
Color
me.
Me Poetry. We're gonna have you back when you do that recording.
Yes.
You got to do a recording. That ebook is coming.
Yes, it's
Yes.
coming.
And we definitely looking forward to it. But yeah, do your ebook, sister,
I will.
and do your recording. Go with the book. I can imagine seeing, you reading excerpts from the book, and then that CD going with the book. Man, it's gonna be powerful stuff.
Maybe I should start. That's something I need to start doing.
Yes, really, because you really have the voice for it. And when you get ready, you let me know, and I have people, engineers, who can help you do that.
Thank you.
So I thank you for coming today on Color Me Poetry. Once again, today I'm doing a book signing at Signature Pieces, and it's 5501 Baltimore Avenue, Suite 106B. I'll see you there, meet you there in Hinesville this evening. I'm Poet Danny Queen. This is Color Me Poetry. Of course, my new book. I'll be signing my new book, of course, and it's simply entitled The Book of Tributes. I'm Poet Danny Queen. Until next time, Color Me Poetry. I am, I can, and I will. Love, peace, poetry. I'm out.
Wow. Very nice.
Whew. Thank you, Stephanie. Let's get some
Thank
pictures.
you.
Oh, man. JW?
Gotcha.